Despite preferring to keep a low profile, Michelin-starred chef Angela Hartnett found herself rubbing shoulders with royalty last year after rustling up a meal for Queen Camilla. And only a few weeks earlier she had been awarded the OBE for her work and response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Describing the last year as the pinnacle of her career, the 55-year-old says she finds it difficult to believe how far she's come since she got her big break when she began working for Gordon Ramsay. When Angela got to interview her old mentor on Dish, her podcast with Nick Grimshaw, she revealed, "Gordon was quite protective of me because I was the only girl in the kitchen." To which Hell's Kitchen star Gordon, 56, responded, "Angela first came into the kitchen like a tornado. All of a sudden we had this incredible articulate female in the kitchen that was just on it. Angela was the first individual that was such a fast learner, got it first time. It was that amazing moment where the attention span got stronger, and when Angela got it, the boys had to get their act together quickly because they couldn't be seen to be behind her." As we catch up with Angela on Zoom, she tells us, "It was great cooking for the then future queen. Camilla was really relaxed and easygoing, a lovely lady and a great wife to the king. We talked about Jack Russell's, because she's got one and I do, too. When mine, Betty, went missing last year, Camilla was asking everyone whether she had been found, and she's met Betty now." Asked what a meal fit for a queen would consist of, she reveals, "Anything and everything. She was like every other guest I've ever cooked for, whatever is made for her, she'll eat. I think when you get to a certain age, without being rude, of course, and you're as busy as she is with so many engagements, you'll eat whatever is simple and easy." The chef admits that old-fashioned, hearty food is her own standby and always goes down well with her dinner guests. Angela's grandmother, who moved from Bardi in Italy to Wales, without speaking the language, after the First World War, first introduced her to cookery, and a passion for pasta has never left her. "My go-to dish for any dinner guest is a really spicy tomato sauce with some spaghetti or roast chicken," she says. "My signature dishes are things we find comforting. I like cooking chicken schnitzel with a Milanese pasta sauce. That to me is everything you could want to eat." Comfort food is also what inspired Angela to develop Cook 19 during lockdown, delivering free, home-cooked, restaurant-quality meals to NHS staff, and also won her a place in the 2022 New Year's Honours list. She sought to prioritize medical staff who were putting in long shifts in terrible circumstances and unable to find food in supermarkets when they finish, Angela told her Instagram followers at the time. "For them, we drop meals that can be put together in less than 30 minutes and dropped with no contact to their home with isolating family members, or on their days off." The same year she and fellow celebrity chef Tom Kerridge also called for the creation of a parliamentary minister for hospitality. She describes being included in the honours list as one of the proudest moments of her career. "It was really incredible to receive an OBE, an absolute honour," she says. "It was really lovely to receive it, but it's as much about those other people that helped out during the pandemic. We all helped together, but it felt great to be recognised." Angela lives in East London with her husband and fellow chef Neil Borthwick, 41, whom she met when they both worked at the Connaught in Mayfair. And she's now forged another great partnership with former BBC Radio 1 DJ Nick, 39, when they teamed up last year to create the foodie podcast Dish. The unlikely duo were brought together by a mutual love of fine food, full-bodied wine and good company, and have just returned with a fourth series. Despite attracting a highly impressive roster of A-list guests, including Stanley Tucci, Dame Prue Leith, Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary, Angela believes it's the chemistry between the two presenters that really keeps listeners coming back. Describing what makes their friendship special, she explains, "We just get on really well. I've always loved funny people and Nick is hilarious. It just seems to work. There's no real secret. We didn't go off for a week to get to know each other beforehand. I think we're just ourselves together. Sometimes, you hear about people playing a role doing things like this, but Nick is who he is and I am who I am." As well as having developed a lasting admiration for her co-star, she says she's grateful to the podcast for introducing her to some of the biggest names in entertainment, many of whom have left her starstruck. "We've had some incredible guests," she recalls. "There are definitely some that I've come away from thinking, oh, my God, they were amazing. I loved having Spencer Matthews and his wife Vogue Williams on the show. They were fabulous. I enjoyed Stephen Mangan and his sister, Anita. Stanley Tucci was wonderful and Charlotte Church is the loveliest person ever. I don't think we've had a dull guest yet." The latest series also saw Angela whip up a meal for her former boss. She has often been described as one of the last of Gordon Ramsay's original stable of high-flying pupils, having first worked at his Chelsea restaurant, Aubergine, in 1999. But having cooked for royalty last year, she insists she refused to let herself be rattled by his sometimes candid critiques. "He's great, so chatty, very charming," she says. "He's got a great presence." She has previously said that Gordon taught her everything she needed to know about heading up a kitchen, particularly when it comes to directness between chefs. When Gordon would scream and shout, and he wasn't the only one, it sort of became like water off a duck's back, she said earlier this year. "It's a pressured environment. There's loads to do and if you don't do it people don't get their lunch. I like that we've moved away from what it was, but there has to be someone driving the kitchen." So where will her career take her next? She admits to a reluctance about the possibility of becoming a more high-profile television personality, even though she has made appearances on the likes of Hell's Kitchen and Saturday Kitchen. "I don't think I'd ever want to present a TV show," she confesses. "Nick and I have spoken about doing a traveling food show in the past but there are no official plans as of yet. I definitely want to do it with someone. I couldn't present a show on my own." Angela is also adamant that not even the hefty paychecks that accompany a Strictly Come Dancing stint or 3 weeks in the I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here jungle would be enough to tempt her to join those shows. She believes her award-winning restaurants, Murano in Mayfair, Café Murano in St. James's and Covent Garden and Cucina Angelina in Courchevel in France, she is chef patron of all of them, would probably suffer without her leadership. "I get asked every year," she says. "But I think with both of those shows, you have to give up such a huge chunk of your year. Like Strictly, in particular, is starting now and then if you're in it until the end, it's months and months. If you've got a normal, full-time job you just can't do that. And when it comes to life down under," she insists, "I think I would get on really well with my other campmates, but I'm a very practical person, so there's a chance I'd get frustrated there. I just don't want to be seen going to the toilet, or showering." The fourth series of Dish, a podcast from Waitrose and Partners, is available on all podcast providers now. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads. Do you have a story to sell? Get in touch with us at webcelebs@trinitymirror.com or call us direct 0207 29 33 033.